What's up, friends? Let's get our romance on. Whoop whoop. So this week I'm challenging myself to read 7 romance books in 7 days because I feel like this summer I've been reading a lot of like big, thick books like Priority of the Orange Tree, and then I recently read A Little Life, which kind of put me in a reading slump. But today we're doing romance. We're getting out of our reading slump. It's gonna be so exciting. I have so many books, way more than 7 books. Let's talk about a few of them. Oh, she thought. She really thought. What's up? Editing Jess here. I am sadly sifting through this vlog, this romance vlog. Ugh. I had to let you know, I did not read 7 books in 7 days. I read a lot of books. I'm unhauling a bunch of them. I gave 2 5 stars. There's one that I have the strongest distaste for, that I literally am just like fuming thinking about that book, and I'm like, how does everyone love this freaking book? And I'm just like boiling. But editing Jess had to hop in and let y'all know. This video took me 2 weeks to do, and yeah, there's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of highs, a lot of good moments. I'm a mess and I had to record it. Oh my god. The fact that one line in this book has me closer to tears, and there's a lot of not so good moments. What am I reading? I'm worried for their well-being. I am not trusting Talia Hibbert with my time no more. So the first chapter started with child abandonment. We are off to a terrible start. So yeah, stay to the end to hear my final thoughts on all of that craziness. But I just had to let you know. I didn't want to lie and be like, 7 books in 7 days, entering my romance era. Because now I'm like, never again. Am I romance what? Never. Maybe? No. Hard no. Only in fantasy, apparently. First on the docket, we have Open Water, which I don't know if you know that I own this because I recently purchased it because I have no self-control, but I'm really gonna tie down on my book buying. I really am. I didn't realize it was so short, so I'm actually gonna try and finish this today. Today is Sunday. I'm doing reading sprints today, so I'm literally gonna log on in like 20 minutes. I'm gonna try and read this Open Water during the reading sprints today. I feel like I can do it. I read the first page and was immediately really like, ooh, taken aback. Ooh, just the romance. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay, how about let's do a tentative TBR. I'll quickly talk about these books, not too much of the plot, but hopefully I will read most of these, if not all of them. That's asking for too much. So the first one I have is The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert. I was researching kind of really smutty books because I wanted to explore that realm of literature. Then we have The Romantic Agenda by Claire Kann. I have read her previous books. She always writes a romantic or asexual character, so I love that representation, and a lot of people have said that this is laugh out loud funny. The only problem is that this one doesn't have an audiobook yet, which makes me so sad because I feel like it'd be really fun to read with an audiobook. We got Honey Girl, a girl who goes to Vegas and comes back married. I believe she's also bi, so we like that representation as well. Me like looking at the back to be like, do I know the synopsis of this? We got a fun one. We got You Had Me a Hola, which I'm expecting this to give me Jane the Virgin vibes. Very telenovela, over the top, funny humor. So if this lets me down, I will be very disappointed. Just saying. Also, I feel like I'm not showing you the books properly. Ooh. This one's like the stunning cover. And this illustration, get out. Get out. It is so pretty, and of course it's not focusing on it. Okay, now I have about 15 minutes before the live show starts, so we're gonna dive into this, and I'm gonna go run and get more coffee and a snack. Okay, I just finished doing my reading sprints on my channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell or follow me on Twitter if you want to know. But I normally do them, I try to do them every other Sunday, every Sunday kind of. That's the vibe. But let me tell you about Open Water. So I managed to get 72 pages into Open Water, and I did start underlining some lines that stood out to me. And of course, I'm probably not going to find a single line that I underlined. Oh, I did. Okay. And I think this is the line that got me to start underlining. And it's like Baldwin said, You begin to think you are alone in this until you read. I could not agree more. Let's see. There was this underline. You experience a strange moment in which you are flung into the future, wondering how you will remember this. You would like a witness. What are you doing? They asked. I'm doing what I feel, which I think is just so sweet. I feel like I recently had a very similar experience to what's happening in here, just like going with your feelings and everything, and it's just like it's making me smile, it's making me so happy. Don't know if I told you, but basically these are about two people. They obviously like each other, but the girl at the time was dating his friend, and drama ensues, obviously, because they start to hang out more and they start to like each other more. There's a clear infatuation. I'm loving the writing style, but it is written in second person narrative, which at first was really hard to get into because he's speaking like you, like he'll be like, you said this and you're doing that. The audacity. But he will say like, you're standing in the kitchen, and I have to remember that the you he's referring to is the main guy protagonist. It's sometimes a lot for my little brain. And I also am like literally halfway through this book and already excited to reread it, so all good things, all good things. Also, a huge shout out to everybody who joins in on the reading sprints on Sunday, because they're always a lot of fun. Today we talked a lot about anime and books, obviously, too. So it was a great time. So I'm really hoping to start doing those every Sunday, honestly, because it's such a great way to connect with y'all, and I enjoy it fondly. I am nearly done with all my readings, and I'm so tired. I think I'm gonna break my coffee rule and try not to have caffeine after 3 p.m. but it's breaking my soul. So I effed up. Last night I was reading Open Water, and then I got a self-tape notification and I started working on that. But dumb me, I'm filming last night, I'm reading and everything, and for some reason this morning while filming the self-tape at 7 a.m. mind you, I delete the footage from my vlog by accident. I'm trying to make more space, so I made an oopsie. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But y'all didn't miss anything. I didn't finish Open Water. I'm only on page 100. I have 50 pages to go, so I'm hoping to read this tonight, but I don't work today. So today, hopefully I can get a couple books in. Get ahead of this. I'm already behind, technically, because I haven't finished a book yet, and day one's over, but you know what? Again, not gonna be hard on myself. And after many hours of heavy procrastination, I have finally finished Open Water, and this was incredible. I didn't expect to talk about race so much, but I did want to pick my next read now, even though I'm delirious. Might not be a smart choice, but I did want to pick my next read because tomorrow is a busy day and the next few days are busy. Today was my day off, so I made the mistake of procrastinating. That's what always happens, right? The day that you have nothing planned to do is just like the day it's hardest to do anything. Okay, so I have the TBR, and I think I want to read You Had Me at Hola, because I think this is just gonna be really, really fun, and the audiobook runs out in like a few days. Same with Normal People, is that what it's called, by Sally Rooney. So I think this is next. I am so excited for all these books, but I don't know if I have enough time. I am ready to start this journey. I have zero understanding of the plot though. I just think, is it telenovela stars, drama, gossip, tabloids, fake dating? Who knows? Okay, I'm in a little bit of a rush because I'm headed to work, and I have my headphones in because I'm going to listen to Normal People along the walk. I walk to work, just no car life, you know? Okay, so letting you know, I know zilch about Normal People. I know it's written by Sally Rooney. I know everyone and their mother loves it or absolutely hate it. That's also an alternative. So I'm looking forward to it, but I've also heard that Sally Rooney is very existential, and I only like existential crises in a very particular way. I'm going in completely blind. Oh, the biggest mistake of this vlog. I love going into a book blind, but not Normal People. So I had to hop in, editing Jess again. What's up? So don't go into Normal People blind. I don't know why the trigger warnings aren't all over the internet. I thought this was a romance love story. It is question mark. I don't even want to get into it. I just wanted to give you some minor trigger warnings. So suicide ideation, casual eating disorder, and I put casual there because it just casually jumps out at you in a sentence like, oh, I only eat coffee in the mornings. Ma'am? Sir? Just casual eating disorders, just like sprinkled that in. And domestic abuse. So big trigger warnings. I did not know. I had to let you guys know because I didn't know what I was walking into. I'm not alarmed by trigger warnings. I wasn't alarmed by the trigger warnings in this book. I just didn't like them. But that's... I'll explain that in the wrap-up, okay? Have fun. I'll update you when I get back, but I probably won't read too much along the walk because it is only like a 20-minute walk. It's not a long walk. Sadly, I am up Sunday very early. I had a meeting at 8 a.m. even though I went to work freaking so late last night. But I wanted to update you on how I'm feeling about normal people. Okay, quick fire thoughts. Let's go. Normal people. I knew I was going to talk a lot about sex, but I'm not enjoying the pick-me girl energy that our protagonist is giving. She is not like other girls. She has no friends. She's disagreeable. She reads for fun and like she'll like read at school instead of talking to people. She's just like, you know, not like other girls. And the guy has already mentioned that she's a weird one. She's a weird girl. Like, oh, he appreciates that she keeps to herself because all the other girls he's been with like would gossip about the like intercourse that they had together, so he was happy to finally have intimacy that was kind of private. And I'm just like, you're making every girl sound like a hoe. And also his guy friends and him, they talk about having sex a lot, and it just made it sound like everyone has sex in high school. So besides the pick me energy, I dislike also when books make it sound like everyone's having sex in high school and even in college. Like, that's just not true. That is just not commonplace. Most people are not sexually active even into their college years. I also just don't like the way he talks about the girl, because he's like, I could have a normal life and get a good girlfriend and move on, and that like if I follow the path that she's taking me on, people wouldn't think I'm successful. So I don't really like him. But then we also get paragraphs where she's just talking about how much she's enjoying it and how much a great time she's having. And I'm like, are you lying, sis? Because we all know that 16-year-old boys, it ain't it. I'm done. I'm so sorry. That's probably TMI and I look crazy. But I feel more awake now after talking to y'all. So that's good for me. I'm gonna get some fucking coffee. I'm so tired. There has been some redemption. There was a nice girl. Finally, another nice girl, not just the mean girl who's always like, hey, don't fuck with my man. All that stuff. So, some redemption. There was a nice girl. And now I'm actually like 35% of the way through, and I'm enjoying the book so far. They're in college now. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm happy. There's some high school stuff, the high school drama that was stupid and things, but the book said it was stupid. So, I'm like, thank God. And the mom finally said some shit that I was like, yes, retweet. Yeah, but not overly loving it or enjoying it. Like, this doesn't feel like a 5-star. This just feels like an enjoyable read about growing up. These two people, though, are very, I don't know. I guess I personally don't feel connected to either of them just because they kind of feel a little stuffy. They read a lot and they talk a lot about politics. Like, they spend their summer days literally like, oh, I read the news articles about what's happening in Syria. These people feel really fake. I don't know. To me. Because who does that? Oh my god, do I still look hella tired? Ooh, apologies. Ew. Just ew. 50% of the way through. And why is this giving me a little life feels? Why can't I escape this? She just said that sometimes she feels like she deserves to be treated badly because she thinks she's a bad person. Yet, name a bad thing that you've done. Name one. She is from an abusive family. We don't get into the details exactly, but she's behaving poorly and it's pissing me off. That's all I have to say. Okay. What am I reading? Someone send help. I don't know if I've missed every single person talking about normal people and the amount of just... I thought this was gonna be a messy love story about two people who just aren't on the same page. But they... I'm not enjoying this. I'm not enjoying this. That's what's happening. I'm 80% of the way through normal people, and I'm not crying, or I'm literally not crying. I'm just... Why? They're both wildly depressed and just suicidal. Like, how did I miss the trigger warnings for this book? Trigger warnings for eating disorder, self-harm, suicidal ideation. Well, not self-harm. No one's actively harming themselves too much. I mean, like, honestly, starving yourself, I think, is a form of self-harm. So, what is this? I have no idea how this book is gonna end, but it's literally giving me a little life feels, and I did not want that. I knew it was literary fiction and not romance, but everyone talks about this book like it's so fucking romantic. Where? It's abusive and it's sad. I get, happens a lot in your early 20s, you know? These two people didn't have it easy. But damn, I'm so confused. Like, everyone talk about the writing is so great and blah blah blah, and I love these characters. I'm like, you don't pity them? I'm worried for their well-being. I kind of want to go in and shake them and be like, what the F are you doing, sis? Get it together. I can't. The writing isn't all that like immaculate or special. It's just like, yeah, she says something, he says something, she interpreted it this way, they're on the wrong page, she's letting herself get hit by this guy, he stopped eating. It's not that immaculate. It's giving me a little life, minus the deep interpretations of friendship and love. This is just giving me shallow, people don't know how to self-love, so they're being self-destructive. That's all it's giving. So I'm hoping this last 20% digs into the conversation of what the fuck. That's what I'm hoping for, because what the fuck? Sally Rooney, we could do better. Right? Right. Jesus. So I managed to finish Normal People yesterday, and I am just taking this book. I'm just gonna just not talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Let's talk about what I'm reading now, because that was an experience I did not want. I might look a little funny because I had to wake up early to film something, and I had to look kind of doctory, so this is my professional hat. But now I'm reading You Had Me at Hola, which is supposed to be really fun, like telenovela romance, very soap opera-y, which I'm here for. Entering my romance era. Normal People should not be classified as a romance. Oh, that book had me shook. I'll talk about it later. I literally, when I finished Normal People, I was shook to my core, and then went, I need to erase all these horrible events. And then I picked up this. I'm on page 42 actually, because, you know, your girl was just like, I need happiness, and I'm enjoying it. So this book is following our main lead protagonist, who is starring in a telenovela, but she don't know Spanish, so good luck to her. That's very much me right now, trying to book jobs, being like, oh, I speak a little Spanish. I speak like a 2-year-old who's been stepped on. Wow, what a analogy. Recently she got dumped, and it became a huge tabloid thing. She got dumped by a rock star who cheated on her, so she's trying to bounce back. I don't need no man energy, and we'll see how long that lasts, because now she's starting a new show with this smoking hot telenovela star. That's the only thing about romances that I don't like, is that how much they talk about how the other person's hot. Like, not for me. I see the cover. I don't need them to be repeating that stuff, and we'll see how these two smolder. This better be fun, or else I'm gonna have to punch somebody in the throat real hard. Just fuck. Oh my god. Okay. I have collected myself. I am chapter 22, page 180. Are we halfway through yet? I think we're almost halfway through. 49% of the way through. Basically halfway through. Are we about to get steamy? I'm loving everything about this. I love the dialogue on acting, representation, Latinx culture. I'm loving the talk about privacy and, you know, acting and the difficulties of the job. There's some talk about family and sisters. It's all great. But the two, I'm shipping them so hard. And she just asked him to come to her room and he's like, I know what she means by that. And then he said yes. Let's go. This is romance. This is joy. This is happiness. This is serotonin. Thank you. Thank you, Alexis. You did that. Don't F up. I'm only 50% of the way through. But yeah. Just gonna quietly lose my mind by myself. I'm a mess and I had to record it. Ignore me, I'm eating peanuts. I'm gonna share these reactions with you. I'm just gonna, this is a steamy scene. And I'm an adult woman. I can get through this. Okay. I felt like I should probably give you an appropriate update. I'm having so much fun. I feel like this book, because it has acting in it and the complications of characters, it's not as soapy as I thought it would be, but it's fun. I'm having so much fun. I really like the characters. I really like the dynamics of like the different families, while this like flaming, intense romance is just in the center. Love it. So much fun. I'm loving that she is trying to create boundaries for herself and be a self-sufficient woman, but also have a successful career and a romantic life, like goals, life goals. On the flip side, we have this guy who is kind of just really overprotective because there was an incident that had happened where his safety was threatened. His life was threatened, so he's been very recluse and kind of reserved, and how that's impacting his relationships and his happiness. But I'm loving this. This is making me like scream with joy. Let's get back to the juice. Excuse me, the steam hit so hard at the 50% mark. I was not ready for it. Like, I'm not saying that the writing is superb or the plot is superb. It just touches on a lot of things that I personally connect with, and it's a ball of fun, and I love the characters. That's all I can ask for. 5 stars. Hand it out. You get a star. You get a star. You get a star. Okay, I'm done. The fact that one line in this book has me closer to tears than anything that I read in Normal People says a lot. What's up? I have finished my acting class for the day and finished the last like 40 pages. So as y'all saw, I had a near tear, which is rare for me. So rare. Normal People could never. The shade I'm gonna throw now is so sorry. If you like Normal People, disclaimer, books are subjective. We can all love and rave about different books and also complain about certain books that as individuals we don't like. Respect. I respect everyone's opinion. You know, I just won't agree with everyone's opinion. Damn. I just like, everyone talks about it being romantic. Where? Okay. Obviously, oh my gosh, I need to stop talking about that book. I'm just like distraught because in comparison, a romance, like this is a steamy romance. Like obviously Normal People talked about sex and stuff and, you know, toxic way, traumatic way, and how, you know, I think that's probably more regular schmegular than this, because this is like, you know, orgasmic fun love time, yada yada. I enjoyed this. The actor commentary, chef's kiss. I'm an actor. I loved it. wanting to be a leading woman, feeling like you have to sacrifice so much for the job, all that stuff. Loved it. I cared deeply for the characters. I cared so much for our main two characters and wished them well. Yes, there was a third act breakup. Yes, it was a little silly. Okay, maybe not that silly, but like, no, it's predictable. Okay, I saw it coming from a mile away. Yet, like, that didn't bother me because I wanted to see these two hash it out. Obviously, what they were tackling, big brain energy. You can't just be like, oh, I don't care, let's fall in love. It's like, no, let's talk about this ish, how we gonna make it work. That conversation, we didn't see it. I also love that there was a mad hater in this book, and in the end it was revealed that they weren't a hater, which was really cool to see. But then it's like, okay, what can we do in these spaces to be diverse, to give attention to maybe someone else who deserves it, and maybe, and yeah. So, really like that. Now I have 2 books to choose from. I don't know which one I'm feeling like reading. My bun, let's not talk about it. First book we have, Circling Back to You. Okay, first sentence. Candace could not be late to community service. She could not be late, okay? She couldn't. Not the most exciting first sentence. The next option, honey gal. Girl, I'm sorry, I know. I shouldn't be that excited. Chapter 1, first sentence. Grace wakes up slow, like molasses. I feel terrible, but neither of those books interest me, if I'm being honest. You know what? I guess I'm gonna post it on Instagram, because honestly, I have no idea what I want to read. Okay, so you are actually helping decide if you follow me on Instagram. I can't. They both, Okay, I'm a little shocked. More people are voting for Circling Back to You. Well, obviously, like, not too many people have voted just yet. Apparently, lots of people like to watch, but not vote. How rude. But I know not everyone's a book lover. But I also think that's why Circling Back to You is getting more votes currently, because a lot of my friends also follow me, and the book cover for Circling Back to You is gorgeous. I got like 3 DMs being like, oh, it looks so cute. So I feel like a lot of my non-bookish friends are like, that cover's so cute, read that book. So we're gonna listen to them. I also really feel like I need to make coffee because I'm so pooped. What's good? Editing Jess here back. Wow, I've made so many errors. What's good? I hope you're enjoying the video. So this is the point of the vlog where somehow I deleted all my footage of me reading Circling Back to You. I don't know how this happened. I'm deeply sorry, but here is a reenactment of me reading this book. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, ready? That's about it. Yeah, watch to the end to hear my final thoughts on it. Okay, y'all can tell it's night. It's actually another day because I have not been in like the consistent reading mood. It's been very odd, and I think I have to like analyze and self-reflect. But we are continuing the romance train with The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert. If you don't know, she's a very popular author because of Get a Life, Chloe Brown, which I did not like and made a whole video about. Definitely a personal opinion of mine. Everyone else freaking loves it, and I can see why. It has charm. I think this book is gonna have me screaming because I think this is the trope of like people being stuck in the same room, which I love. Literally all my favorite like ships, like romantic ships and books have that trope. And Ember in the Ashes, The Last Magician, The Black Witch Chronicles all utilizes this trope, and it always has me like it always has me screaming. Yeah, other than that, I have no idea what this book's about, but I'm just excited to have a fun time. That's all I'm looking for. And if this doesn't deliver, you're gonna hear about it for sure. I don't want no more normal people-ish, okay? No more. Just happiness, just vibes, just internal screaming. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, it's so good. Okay, y'all, I am strapped in. If this is not exciting or scream-worthy, I'm gonna have a lot of shit to say. Talia Hibbert, yeah, you. Just kidding, I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to the people. To the people. I need to shut the fuck up. This is what happens when I spend all day jamming out to Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce. I just become a different person with max attitude. Because you know what? Sometimes you just gotta say it with your chest. So the first chapter started with child abandonment. We are off to a terrible start. I feel like people use trauma as a means to sympathize with main characters, and I'm like, or they could just be a semi-nice person or something. Like, they don't have to have, like, tragic backgrounds all the time. Every story. You know what I mean? Let's diversify our trauma. Maybe. Damn. I was literally about to go to bed and then realized I should update you. I feel like I'm not enjoying this book too much. Very explicit, which is like, I knew that going in, but I thought I would like the couple a little more. I'm not shipping them. She's just intense and kind of broody and like disagreeable just to be disagreeable, but somehow super charming. So no, I'm not loving her. And like, yeah, more thoughts to come when I've rested, because like, oh, I need sleep. But I got 142 pages in. Oh, you've made it to the end of this vlog. I'm so impressed. Let's give big brain energy thoughts about these books, and let's start off on a high note. So Open Water, fantastic. 5 fabulous freaking stars for this book. I loved it. Talked a lot about race, but in such a just natural way. It wasn't like trauma dumping. It was just him going through a lot, but also romance and it being complicated to share your emotional well-being with someone. It's very difficult. It is now a 5-star, possibly one of my favorite books of this year so far. Next we have You Had Me at Hola, which also was surprisingly so fun. Well, not surprisingly, it gave what it was supposed to give. You know what I mean? It just went like, sis, we got you. Lay back and enjoy, because we're gonna deliver. Which most of these books did not deliver. Unhauling so many books today, okay. But I loved it. The Latinx representation. We love leading women struggling in film and theater, men dealing with trauma, and opening up to people I can read a whole book about and enjoy, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes I don't be shipping the main characters in romance. We'll talk about other romance books like that in a second. But I shipped these two so hard. I felt for them deeply. I cared for their concerns. Both of them had purpose and drive, like well fleshed out characters. And I'm just like, thank you. So it did a great job. It's explicit, so there is like smexy scenes in there that I reacted to in this vlog that you saw, which I thought was cute and added to the story and wasn't unnecessary. I thought it was adorable. Everything I want from a romance. Explicit stuff, sure, but also like, I cared for the characters, which is really all I want in a book. If I'm gonna spend 10 hours in a story, I better like the characters. You know, you would think, because this next book, you know what, we're not going to talk about her just yet. We're going to talk about the next one, which is a 3-star. I did lose all the footage of me reading this book. Circling Back to You, which is a cute office romance. I gave it 3-star. I thought it was just okay. There was no screaming joy. This also has explicit moments, but it just wasn't giving. But I do like that the main girl is she was smart, she was great at her job, she was handling her business, and she was also handling the trauma of like her mother passing away and dealing with missing and grieving while also trying to have this romance. And I love that the communication between the two characters, it was off at first in the beginning, but then he like was on it. He was demanding like clear answers, which I love, because you know in romance they be doing that miscommunication trope way too often, which in this book didn't really happen. It wasn't like a miscommunication, it was just not at the right time, not the right place. Like, are we growing apart together? Don't know. But it was sweet, and it was a good ride, but it was just a 3-star, so I'm not gonna keep it. I'm gonna give it to someone else who likes it. So again, follow me on Pango Books if you want this copy. It's a stunning book, but I'm trying not to be that girl who just holds on to books because they're pretty. I'm trying to hold on to books that I would like to reread. That's the goal. You guys know. You've been watching my unhauls. Okay, this next book, I DNF'd because I could not handle, and that is The Roommate Risk by Talia Hibbert. I am not trusting Talia Hibbert with my time no more. If you don't know, I have a whole video of me reading Get a Life by Chloe Brown, and I just didn't like, I don't want to get into why. I made a whole video about that. I'm not going to get into why I didn't like it. I also just didn't like this. I did not vibe with the main characters. Let me take my bookmark out because it's hella cute. Love times infinity, cute little YA, and this is such an adorable bookmark. Yeah, unhauling this is extremely explicit, but I didn't care for the characters because we just jump into schmexy time, and then there's supposed to be this tension because they had schmexy time a few years back, and then we also open with trauma that she is closed off because of her mom leaving her, and I'm just like, child abandonment. I mean, it's okay to put trauma in books. And we're going to talk a lot about trauma in this wrap-up because I'm pissed. But I'm tired of it. After reading A Little Life, I was like, okay, that was a lot of trauma. But there was introspection that I appreciated. I gave it 4 stars. I could totally understand why some people don't like that depiction. Got it. It's fictional. They're like, why would you do that? Got it. But I liked at least the introspection in between those moments where they talked about love and how hard it is to love yourself and how the main character reflected on his actions and knew he wasn't doing the right thing but just didn't know what to do. You know, dealing with trauma, grieving. And my god, this book and the book I'm about to talk about after this, you know, normal people, you know, we're gonna talk about it. This book just throws in child abandonment to add flavor to this girl's character. Because otherwise she'd be stale. She'd just be another girl who's just sassy. Like, what is the drive? What is the purpose? Like, what's the ambition? What's the goal in life? Just to sleep around and, like, there was just no substance to these characters. They were just sassy. Well, the girl was sassy, and the guy kind of was just like, I'm gonna deal with you and still love you, but, like, what is she giving? Besides cute remarks to what you say. Because I got that. I can give you that for free. You're welcome. So, DNF'd. I just didn't want it. I digress. Into the last book that I managed to finish in this reading blog, which I don't know how to rate it. I really want to give it a 2-star, honestly. Normal people, I think I can understand why certain people like it. I think I understand that, how people can relate to it. It's about 2, I think, self-destructive people. We see them in their teenhood make some teen mistakes, and they go into college, and then it just gets progressively worse. Like, I think the book was trying to be like, life is hard, yada yada yada. You know, like, it was trying to make us feel like, you know, I got you, we get you, trauma happens, here's a hug. I think that's what the book was trying to do, and that's what people make it sound like, that it's like a love story, that they come together and learn to love each other through the shit that is life. But one of the characters had no character growth. It literally, the book ends mid-thought of hers where she's just like, I don't deserve love. I don't think I'll be capable of it. He deserves better. You mean I suffered for like 9 hours for her not to grow or change at all? And he's all like, I got you. I'm working through my trauma. I'm going to therapy. I'm taking medicine. He's doing all this work. And she did 0 change. I despise this book with all of what I have. I don't mind that there was trauma depicted in this book. I get that most people who go through traumatic experiences won't heal in the way that we want or whatever. But like, the fact that the book didn't have any introspection at all was really painful to read about. Because I'm like, anybody who reads this, there's so many people who say that this is romantic. I'm like, how? This poor guy is like lifting all of the weight and doing all of the self-work that he's trying to do. He's doing everything. And she's just like, I hate myself. Yay. You love me? Okay, but I don't think I deserve it. Yay. End of book. I'm done talking about it. I think, like, yeah, it gave me a little life without the introspection and the big brain thoughts of why people act the way they do. They just said, oh, she's crazy because she's crazy. Her family was hard, and so now she's nuts. What? Is that really how we're going to end the book? I know, a lot of you probably really enjoyed Normal People. Let me know in the comments below. Let's have an open discussion. Because maybe I'm missing out. Maybe it wasn't supposed to bring anything new. Maybe it was just supposed to bring to light some domestic violence and stuff, and I'm like, cool, okay. Well, let's not picture this as a romance or a love story anymore, okay? Because that's not love. That's self-destruction. So in conclusion, I think I'm going to be done with romance books for a hot second. I might read 7 Days in June soon. But honestly, not really feeling the romance right now. I'm just not. Convince me in the comments if 7 Days of June is worth it. If not, I'm moving on to maybe some giant fantasy because I need to escape the BS that I just experienced. It was terrible, and I'm so happy for open water and you had me at hola, because otherwise I think I'd strangle somebody. If you made it to the end of this video, just letting you know I am still selling like 90 books, including these guys, on my Pango Books app. I will link everything down below, including a discount code if you live in the US. Otherwise, yeah. Leave down below this emoji so I know you're the real MVP. Oh my god, I almost forgot about that. So yeah, let's chat in the comments. Please help me, because I just feel so hurt through this experience. You know what I mean? Okay. I will see you in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Bye.